something ever happened to my musical thrill, I'll go crazy. And darling, your love is just like
And now we are back with yet another special episode of the Culture's favorite podcast, where culture is celebrated and covered at a high level. You are now listening to the Culturally Organic Podcast, brought to you by Fresh and Culturally Invested LLC. Welcome back to a new episode. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share our content.
All right, y'all, we back with another one. You know what I'm saying? I got my guy Boone in the building with me, you know what I'm saying? It's been a long time coming, but you know, I knew we was gonna get to this, and I needed this for y'all for sure, cause he got some shit, some knowledge that y'all need for sure. And we're gonna get right to it. Listen, this episode 51. 51. I took a break.
I've been doing your thing though.
I've been doing my thing. I took a little break because we were trying to get the view. We was trying to get over the channel over 1 million views.
Right.
So I took a break and we just doing reactions and doing different shit and shorts and all type of shit like that. So finally hit our goal, and this probably by the time this drop, we should be a little bit over. So
congratulations.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, bro. It's been a long time coming.
That's major.
We hit a decent amount of subs that y'all know, and hopefully we can monetize soon. So. You know what I mean?
Major.
And all my guests that was very influential and beneficial. Yeah. Maybe I had some. I don't know. But yeah, we gonna get into it. So usually I start with messages of the week. Let me get my message of the week.
I gotta hear this one for the week because I'm having a great week.
Let's get some more messages of the week.
I'm having a great week, so I definitely gotta hear this one.
Okay. All right. So the message of the week is: once a man stops trying, he starts dying. And I'm saying that in the aspect of like, you know, like I feel like people give up easy. And once you really give up on anything,
right,
you kind of on your downfall already. Like, whether it's like family, whether it's your wife, whether it's your marriage, whether, you know, your kids succeeding, like once you just, or relationship, whatever, once you give up on trying, right. I definitely do. I'm not, obviously, you know, I'm not saying dying or you'll just, but you getting closer to that than, you know what I mean? Yeah. The success and positivity and shit like that. So that's my message of the week.
Once a man stops trying, he starts dying. So I feel like that's a great message because it's literally life, period. And I live by a code. I'm an athlete, so I live by a code that says the body at rest, stay at rest. The body in motion, stay in motion. So it's like whatever you don't use, you lose.
Facts.
You know, so that's everything in life. I feel like you can, you know, correlate that to a lot of things: spiritual, physical, mental. You know, and just everything in general. So that's a great quote.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact.
That's a great quote.
Yeah. I kind of got that. I was watching some shit and kind of got inspired. I said, you know what? It's a great message. That's kind of how my messages come. Or sometimes I think about them, whatever. But yeah. So he talked about sports. That's kind of how I know this guy. Shout out to my boy Elijah. You know what I'm saying? Elijah. We got Boone, you know what I'm saying? The Boone brothers, you know what I'm saying? He know the Brian brothers and shit. He know my brother. I know him for a while, you know what I'm saying? At this point, we probably 10 years in, so
exactly.
It's gonna be a good episode for y'all. Right now, he what you getting into? Finance, a little bit of.
Yeah, man. Right now, I got the funding company running. I got the credit repair company running. So we in the finance field, and we just branding, learning more. Seeing how we can help the most people we can. Credit is essential in today's world because you need it for everything. So, I'm in a space where I'm able to put people in position to build their credit, grow their credit, and just use their credit and maximize it to the fullest potential. Whether you want to get a new car,
right?
You want to get a new house,
right?
You want to start a business, you want to start a podcast,
right?
Running ads for your podcast, getting access to different things, whatever you want to do. Credit can get you access to it a lot faster than going and trying to learn it from, let's say, school or things like that. So credit is a powerful tool.
So before we get into the question of the week, just give them something one thing for free or whatever that you think is the most important thing that they should do if their credit is bad. Just one little thing.
So one thing.
Probably just fix the mic, buddy. Push this a little bit.
So if your credit is bad right now, one thing I can give you to do is find someone that you can trust, that is reliable, that has the results that you're looking for, and the knowledge when it comes to credit repair. You find that person, you get in touch with them, and don't be afraid to spend your money to learn the knowledge that they took all this time to learn, to give it to you for a fraction of the price, because school is not teaching you about credit. Your parents most likely not teaching you about credit, because if they was, you wouldn't be in that position. So, that's my best advice to, anyone out there. And then anyone also, one thing I give you for free also is this. If you got bad credit right now, not just only fixing your credit, the way you can boost your credit is different things. They got a lot of different apps you can use, like Kickoff, Ava, Self. These are all different apps you can use to start giving yourself some, history, because that's what most people are looking for. If you go get a car, house, loan, or anything, you're looking for history.
Okay. He gave y'all two gems. So y'all grab one of those and do what y'all do with them. You know what I'm saying? Question of the week, right? How long do you pour into something that isn't pouring back into you?
How long do I pour into something that isn't pouring back to me?
No matter what it is. A relationship, it could be a friendship, a business, a job, whatever.
Yeah, that's a tricky one, because sometimes we pour into, other people's cups that's not pouring into ours.
Right.
And you just have to be mature enough to realize, you have to be mature enough to realize exactly when the lid is capped out. Like when is the time when I don't
Cup
stop?
awareness.
Yeah, you gotta just be aware. So like when do I stop pouring into this situation because it's not giving me nothing back?
Right.
And that's how I live my life. If I'm living a life with anything in my life and it's not giving me what I want, it's not reciprocating the same type of energy, then that means
I gotta let it go.
I gotta let it go.
No, I agree. So I just was curious to what you know what I mean, or the people drop a comment. That's the question of the week. I think you definitely, like you just said, I think you definitely shouldn't be pouring into nothing that's not pouring into. Like you said, it does get tricky, but you gotta stay aware. You gotta keep your eyes open, and you gotta have like a good, I guess, scale or meter of knowing like, all right, I'm doing a little bit too much, or you know what I mean, or this person don't even really appreciate, you know what I mean, what I'm doing, or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
That was my question of the week. All right. I wanted to get into a little bit. So what I do now, I don't just straight go one-on-one with the interview. If the guys was here, we would have all been parting, but me and you gonna part, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk a little bit about world shit, like before we get into exactly what you're doing. How you feel about all of this Trump war, and the world is going crazy, and in Venezuela, he just took a lot of oil.
Yeah.
He's saying he gonna sell it, and you don't know. It's a lot of shit going on. So what's your take on it?
So my take on that with Trump, man, I tell people, first of all, I don't really like politics, because
I hate politics, but you got to talk about it.
But you got to talk about politics because it's important, and then we live in this world, so it's important to know what's going on.
1,000%.
So
that's why you got to talk.
Exactly. So I never shut my mind off to the point where I'm like, all right, I don't really care about it. To a point, I don't care about it because it doesn't benefit me none.
Right.
But at the same time, it does benefit me at the same time, because
or it could hurt you.
It could hurt you
if you just so oblivious to everything that's going on.
Exactly.
The world's at war. You could be going to work one day, don't even know the world. Boom. 9/11 again. God. You know what I mean? God forbid, but tragedy can strike.
It can definitely strike, bro. So people should pay attention to everything that's going on in their life. And it don't matter if you don't like Trump, if you do like Trump. I'm not a person who likes him or dislikes him. I don't know the man personally.
Yeah, I don't get into that. I'm not that invested. Like you said, we too far away from it.
Exactly.
But what I pay attention to is what people say.
Yeah.
What happens.
Yeah.
Consistencies.
Right.
You know what I mean? Stuff like that. That's what I pay attention to. And I just, have my opinion. Like you said, I can't. What am I gonna do?
Exactly.
I can't start or stop a war. So
they said they want you to be a revolutionary.
1,000%. Hey, bro, could you make one? Could you just click that imp off? It's like a switch right in front of it. I'll click it. I got it. I got it. Sure? Yeah, I got it. It's with you. Because it's easier to fight for me. Oh. That's shit fake. It ain't gonna be background noise too quick because we got mics, but it just was blowing mine a little bit in the room. Alright, better. But yeah, nah. Politics shit crazy, but alright, let's get into some more shit. So sports.
Talk to me.
We're gonna go basketball. I'm gonna go NBA, right?
I bet.
So LeBron's last year.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not the biggest Bron fan, but I don't like how they doing Bron in LA right now. I'm gonna be honest.
Right.
Feel me? I just feel like it's the GOAT.
Yeah.
For you. Or for you. It might not be my GOAT, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying he's my GOAT. But I ain't gonna hold you. I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. He's one of the GOATs for sure. Yeah, so why is he like? I get it. Luka's gonna be the man, and he's already ran the team, so he don't need to get ready. He gonna be ready. But I just don't like the he lost 10 points. I just don't like what's going on. Me personally, I just think Braun should go out like the man, like a little bit more. Like it should be on Braun. If they lose or win, it should be on Braun. I think, and then when he retires, then it should be on Luka. But what's your take?
So my take is this: even when it comes down to like. So I look at it from a business standpoint. So from a business standpoint,
right,
you look at it more professionally. From a fan standpoint, and someone that's like...
You sound like Rich Paul.
Yeah, I know. So from a fan standpoint, you looking at it and say, yo, that's my man's. He deserved this. He deserved that. He didn't put... But from a business standpoint, it's no telling if LeBron going to be there next year or the next 2 years. So if he's not there, the team still has to be able to function without him. You know, so it's like,
do you gotta make sure? No, I get it.
Yeah, do we put Luka in position to be that guy now?
So look, right? You know? Okay, I get the business part. We did the business. He's here.
Right.
He's here. Now this is the likeness part. Braun is still Braun. He's not like he's not Jordan that's on the Wizards. He's Braun. He's still Braun. He's dunking and he's Braun. He just gotta kind of tone it down because it's like, alright,
he's 41.
I get it though. I like the way he playing. I like how they playing, but I just feel like he should be a little bit more aggressive and you know what I mean, shit like that.
And then at the end of the day, you don't know what LeBron is telling them in the back office because we know from the outside in.
That's true.
But they're inside out.
That's the part that
LeBron might be telling them, listen, I got this much minutes in me a night.
He did say this about he said all the doubles he ain't said I ain't
playing that. Yeah. It just happened.
Yeah.
But I know for sure at that age, you gotta be more aware of your health before you know, worrying about how the fans feel and all that stuff, man. Okay. And then you're gonna be able to still run around with his kids.
I like that too.
You know, do different things. He got 2 young sons, you know.
He do.
Paving the way for them. So
What's the name just redshirted? I don't know.
Yeah.
They're not looking like Braun Jr.
I mean, it takes time.
But
it
do take time. It do take time. But the one made to the NBA. Listen, kudos to them because I ain't never made to the league. But I'm just being honest. Like, you know what I mean, we got a good guy right here, so I got to pause. You know what I mean, so Bronny Jr. ain't looking like Braun. But let's skip forward from that. But we can talk about Shea. Is Shea winning the chip this year?
Shea definitely has a great chance of winning another championship.
I like that. We can't tell.
You know,
we can't tell
so right now, but he is definitely, you know, above a 50% of winning another championship.
They're having a great season. People get hyped when they lose, but they ain't lose that much. So I get why. They ain't lose that much.
He's young. He's figuring out the game, and I think with his type of team, it's like they all on the same page.
1,000%.
You know? So being on the same page with any team,
humbly.
Yeah, everybody playing their role is very humble. So you know, them being on the same page is helping them a lot. You know, everybody's playing their role and everybody's comfortable playing their role. Nobody looking over each other's shoulders. You know, or in a bucket, in a crab bucket.
Nah, that's real.
Trying to pull each other down.
Nah, that's real. That's real.
You know?
Let's get to in New York wise, because we based in there. Tracks NYC. You know, you get Instagram, right? You know, I see the jury, and you know. So you might be, you might be familiar with Tracks NYC, right? No, fact for sure. Come with it, right? So, also asset, because you could also cash in it.
Exactly.
Okay. But, so, you seen the Tracks NYC shit where they was going back and forth fighting, and now it's lawsuits and all that shit.
Yeah,
Maybe
with the jewelry stores.
with the jewelry
Facts.
store. How you feel about that?
I just feel like,
Or how do you feel about? Let me be more specific. How you feel about so Trax was he's a jeweler in that shop or in the diamond district, and he and I guess another jeweler AK or whatever sold a piece to somebody else that wasn't what it was and charged them more. So they came back and tried to refund it. And basically he said, oh, he tried to come to Trax because he thought it was the Trax piece. But Trax said, you're basically selling the shit under my name and you lying. So you're making me look bad. You're making me lose business. And he said that they've been doing that for years or whatever. But he was going crazy, banging, showing, we from Quito. Yeah. This is funny. I want to get into it, right? He banging, making the scene, all of that. And then when they get down to fighting and get physical, what do you expect from doing all of that? Spit on him too. Yeah. He called the cop, they said. So what do you... And he's a civilian, there's nothing wrong with that, right? I'm not saying like that. I'm just saying like, what do you think about that whole scenario? How could we avoid that? Because nobody talking about that. I feel like everybody just talking about the, oh, track, or this or this. But how could a jeweler avoid that? Or how could people avoid stuff like that?
The best way, first of all, I don't really pay attention to too much because Instagram is very confusing. Right. It's like a emotional roller coaster.
It's virtual.
One minute you'll be up, and the next second
and then you down.
You're seeing.
I think they controlling it low key.
Yeah, so they keep you like that. It's the media. You know, media comes from the word medium, which is another word for middle. They keep you right in the middle. Emotions, they want to keep you everything in the middle. So I try my best to not be on social media as much. I go on there specifically to do what I got to do, and I get off. Right. Because I watch myself, so I don't get to scrolling and doing all that stuff. But to avoid any conflict when it comes down to business, period, like that, from what I've seen, because it was going viral, just do good business and treat people good, because you just never know who you're dealing with. Right. You never know what's going to come back around the corner. So I always tell people that do good business, treat people good, treat people the same way you would want to be treated. Because if you don't,
that's how we grew up.
Something will always bite you in the butt. And you may be getting away with it now, but sooner or later, it's going to come back and it's going to haunt you. And it's going to end up exposing you and your whole business to where you might take a huge hit financially because of something you did. Now everybody got the eyes on you. Everybody, questioning your work.
You look negative, or shit, like you said, takes that down for.
Exactly. Now whoever you did work for already,
I don't know. Now they questionable, right?
Take their jewelry somewhere
and get it
appraised, and now it's a whole situation.
It's a whole bunch of down. Right? No, that's real.
Do good work.
Think about that either.
Do good work for people.
Do good work. I like that. So we kind of touched on everything, but we ain't touch on. Let's talk about rap. Just for a little bit. You see, what you call it? Max B just came home. Fetty Wap just came home. Like I asked the guys. Some people I feel like we caught the Max B, but we also was all young. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because we were around the same age. So, how you feel about rappers coming home? I feel like Max is up to a great start. Perfect. Yeah. All right. So facts. But now so Max B and whatever. French Mountain, but whatever. We fast forward from that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But matter of fact, actually, that's a good segue. Actually. All right. So So you was telling me a little bit about how Max B. You said your teammate used to bump Max B.
Yeah, facts. My best friend, he used to bump him. It was actually his cousin. I didn't know who he was at the time. I'm young. I'm not really into the hip hop world. So he used to bump, come FB, baby. What you want to? Tell your friend I'm on over. We can take over. I was like, okay. It had a little groove to it, but
Max had a little wave.
Yeah, they used to call me a serial killer because every time we had a game, I never had music in my ear. I just sit there and be like, I'm ready for war.
Right.
The
that
war.
part.
Yeah, I'm ready. I don't need no music to pump me up. I'm already here. So that's what I do. You have like a serial killer, but getting in his car, Max B was definitely on. And,
okay.
I got to know who he is. As I got older.
Okay, all right. Well, listen. Welcome home, Max B. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shout out to that teammate that put you on. Shout out Fetty Wap. Fetty Wap just came home, like I said. Let's get into your story a little bit.
Let's do it.
Let's talk about how we met. You know what I'm saying? So we met playing basketball. Shout out Our Lady of Lord. Shout out Viper. Shout out everybody that was hooping with us and all that.
Yeah, man.
Like I said, I know his brother. He know my brother. This shit go a little bit deeper, right?
Yeah.
Tell us that we just for the first time. I'm gonna keep it talking. I don't know how to. Let's go to it again, right? For the first time, we just kind of broke some shit down off the camera, and it's crazy because I never asked him, but today I don't know why I asked him, but it's funny because we got the camera and he told me shit that I didn't even know. So it was a situation when we was younger, right? Mm-hmm. And like I said, shout out to all the Lord's family, Bible family. It was like a small community of bros. You know what I'm saying? Like that, everybody was hooping, everybody doing things. We watching each other, wishing the best. The word has spread. They're like, yo, Boone got booked. They're like, oh, he was in the car, it was slamming in the car, whatever, right? So I'm like, what you mean? Like, for me, I was so confused because we younger, like we like 15, 16, right? So I'm so confused. I'm like, man, that's crazy. But I ain't gonna lie, like, you know, one of them, like, your heart, they're like, nah, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, something like that. But I'm thinking nothing of it, bro, because we 15, 16, like I said.
Exactly.
Like, he can't be. You know what I'm saying? Like, or if he did, it had to be some shit where the shit got dropped, he got probation, his first time getting in trouble, he be young, dumb, whatever. Yeah. He just told me he did a whole 18-month bid. So get into that, bro. Like, as far as you feel comfortable in the story, because if you feel comfortable telling the story, whatever part you feel, just this is for the viewers, for young people that's in their 15, 16, 14, 13, and that up to 18, whatever. You could be even 20 and be kind of going through this. So
you can.
Get into that story, bro.
I mean, it was a crazy experience, you know. It was my second time as a juvenile delinquent being, you know, incarcerated.
It was your second time?
This was my second time.
So what happened the first time then?
First time I got caught up over there on Merrick by Burger King. Had a, you know, physical altercation with the officer.
Oh, okay.
And, they beat me up pretty bad. But they, you know, definitely sent me up to Spofford. That's what Spofford was open in the Bronx. It's shut down now. That place was so bad, bro. They had to shut it down. But
so what did that happen?
That happened probably like a year before.
Okay.
You know, so I went there. They ended up dropping the charges, letting me out because of how my face was looking. You know, you heard a cop, bro. They trust me. They gonna get theirs off on you. Right. So how long they had you up there? They had me up there for about, you know, a week. Okay. And you know, once my mom decided to press charges because how my face was looking, like, he could go ahead. We got what we needed. We got ours. You know, so that was the first time. Second time,
that's crazy.
You know, it was a little bit different. It's my second offense.
Before we get into the story, because the story heavy, right? Yeah. I gotta slow it down for you. So after the first time, and mom got you out and shit, right? Was you? Because that type of encounter with law enforcement can kind of make you a little bit more rebellious, or even if you're not rebellious, make you rebellious. Because it's like they just fucked me up. You know what I'm saying? They bruised my face, then sent me to jail after that. And I like, from what you tell me, you didn't really do nothing wrong.
Yeah, I really didn't do nothing. You know, I was just, you know, at a point in my life where I was doing the wrong thing. So, you know, if you come up to me and you grab me by the shoulder, you know, I'm first thing I'm gonna do is be defensive because I'm already in a defensive mode. So, you know, that's what happened the first time. Second time was a little more of a learning experience for me because I was going into that teenager, you know, next year high school. Right. I was, you know, feeling myself. And at that age, I feel like all kids start to find themselves, feel themselves. You're now reaching a potential point in your life where you done made up your mind on who you are, what you like, what you don't like. You know, so it's a lot of different things that played a part. And, you know, I ended up getting arrested for, you know, a weapon charge, and, you know, it was my fault. You know, I don't blame nobody else because I should have knew better. You know, but if you knew better, you'd do better. So obviously, I did know better. You know, but you know, it was a good experience for me because I ended up, you know, serving some months, you know, in juvenile. But the part of it that makes sense for me and that gives me the most joy is not what I went through, but what I learned from what I went through. Right. Because a lot of people you're gonna go through a lot of things in your life. Right. For sure. Sometimes you would never understand why you going through this.
Because you gotta catch the lesson.
Exactly.
You gotta catch the lesson. The lesson could be big and listen. Yeah. Sometimes the lesson could be big and the discipline could be small. Sometimes the lesson could be small and this place could be big. It just switch up. But you, like you said, if you look at this shit like a loss, no matter what it is, you're not gonna learn.
Exactly. It's not. Right. I feel like it's nothing a loss in life unless you accept it as a loss. Everything is really a lesson. If you look at it as a lesson, because you can always learn from everything you go through. That's life, period. You know, in order for you to grow, you got to learn. You know how to do certain things. Even to walk. Sometimes to walk, you gonna have to fall on the floor, hit your knee.
For sure.
Learn, like,
no, not sometimes. Every time.
Every baby. You fall, you hit your knee. You know not to fall again.
Yeah, Lily did it. Now he did it right.
Yeah, it hurt.
Junior gonna do it.
Exactly. So we all gotta go through these growing pains. But one thing I learned about for me, and what I try to teach the youth, you know, being around my brother, his teams, and all these young kids, is like, listen. First of all, if you want to be in the streets, I want you to know one or two things. When it's time, when things really get down to that time when, things hit the fan, those people won't be there for you.
They can't.
They will not be there for you. Everybody is a lot more talk than they are action.
And let me explain this, right? Even if they wanted to be, and they were just like you, and they was like, I'm going to be there for you, and they actually wanted to be.
Exactly.
They cannot control where they're going or all of that and all that. So there's no way.
You cannot control it. And then, at the end of the day, for those people, I always tell people, I see these kids, shiesties on, hands down, listen to all this drill music. And, I say, man, you want to be so tough so bad. But as my dad always told me, because I felt like that once.
No,
he said,
shit.
Miah, there's someone out there that's always better than you. And me going through what I went through showed me exactly what he meant. I didn't back down. I'm not no punk, but it just showed me there are people out there that think just like me, and there are people out there that think more than me.
Right.
And that's what they live for. So a lot of kids think they this big bad and want to be this until you get in a position where
until you in the yard a big bad wolf.
Yeah.
Now it's like, who the big bad wolf?
Yeah. You all alone. Nobody can save you. It's just you and them. So I always tell these kids, man, listen, this drill music is good, but you got to understand what they're saying before you start repeating it.
No, for sure.
Understand what you're spitting out there, because words are powerful.
That vibration and that frequency, right? And even too, just like you said, just bumping it every day and just, like intaking it or consuming it.
Exactly.
And just like, it's kind of taking over your energy. Little do you know what I'm saying?
Words give a lot of life, bro.
Sure.
In the Bible, it say, in the beginning, God, He created the universe. How did He create it? He said, let there be light. He spoke it. So it's like you stand in front of a judge could give you, by the words of her mouth, can put you in jail forever or can send you home.
Right.
She can direct your life by the words that come out of her mouth. So I always tell people, watch the words that come out of your mouth, because you can give life to yourself and you can take life from yourself.
No, it's real.
If you wake up and you say, I'm not feeling good, guess what's going to happen for the day? You're not going to be feeling good.
Real shit.
If you wake up and you say, I feel great, guess what's going to happen?
You're going to
feel great.
Nah,
so on the power of the tongue.
That's
so, I realized that, man, little principles, little hacks that I live by to today. And, I had to go through what I went through to learn these things.
Nah, bro. For sure. And y'all see him preaching. It's not by mistake. You know what I mean? This is really what he gets into now. But I don't even want to jump fast forward so fast. I'll let you touch on it for a sec. But after that situation, he came back, did his thing, high school basketball, college basketball, college degree.
And I still messed up. Now I messed up in college.
So go ahead, talk to me.
So I ended up going to high school, got kicked out of one high school. You see, that's
I ain't say it. I let him say
that's what, that's what kids don't understand. I got kicked out of elementary school. I got kicked out of junior high school. I got kicked out of one high school, and I got kicked out of college.
How you get out of college?
I got kicked out of college doing the wrong thing, chasing money, doing the wrong things for money. It was
one of those?
Yeah, I was on a scholarship. I'm on a full
scholarship. We all kind of went through one of those, if you know, you know.
Yeah.
Because
it's a little tough, you know.
It's tough. That's one. That's the biggest thing. It's tough. So that's what makes your mind start to, how can I? It's a lot of people. It's a lot of, you know, some people are more blessed than others. And I don't want to keep saying, mom. Like, at this point, I'm 18. You know what I'm saying? Or 19.
Yourself.
Let me figure this out. So, and it's a lot of people.
It's a lot.
And a lot of people are doing a lot of things.
A lot of things.
So,
it's
go ahead.
easy.
But I kind of get, because to relate, if I'm being real with you, I got in trouble too in college. My first school, I'm an adult now. I'm not playing ball no more, so I'll tell you the truth. Mm-hmm. I told the next coach that I transferred, I was like, oh, I got hurt. But I really got in trouble. So I had, I didn't have to leave. I still had my scholarship, but I got suspended for the rest of the season because something happened in the dorms, and it didn't even happen in my room. It happened upstairs. They ended up coming to my room, and that got me in trouble because we was having like a little party or whatever. And, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, I went to a top 15. I was at a JUCO. Mm-hmm. It was a top 15 in the country. Mm-hmm. It was called NEO. At that time, we was top 15. We played everybody. Mm-hmm. I mean, when I was at practice, I didn't see Kansas in our gym. Mm-hmm. I didn't see TSU in our gym. Like, it was there for me. Mm. They recruited me. I was the only kid up there from New York, and I'm in Oklahoma. I'm in a small town where there's more cows than people, and I'm just there, But what I learned from that experience, I ended up doing the wrong thing for the money, and just being money hungry. As I got older, I realized how selfish I was. Why? Because I had a position there, a starting position, right? And the coach used to bring me in the office one time and said,
"Ain't that funny?
You can average a double here.
Ain't that
and that's
funny?
Not with scoring.
Ain't that funny? Ain't that funny? Yeah. When you get older, sorry to cut you off, but I went funny basketball. I didn't finish basketball the way I would like. Yeah. Compared to how much we put into it, I would have liked to finish better. Right. But I feel exactly how you feel. Yeah. I was selfish back then. Yeah. I didn't realize how much he was trying to get out of me. Exactly. Type of shit. So I'm thinking you just. Yeah, or whatever, but
it was selfish.
So
I was definitely being selfish, and I realize that now because when I look back, all the dudes that was there, that was on the team, we're still friends, we're still cool, but I had leadership qualities that a lot of people on the team didn't have, and that's what I mean about having a good team, because once one piece drop off, you gotta understand you got 5 fingers without your thumb. Dominoes. Yeah, you really can't hold nothing. So it's like it's a little tougher, and I felt like I was that thumb for the team. And once I dropped off,
shit changed.
The whole momentum of the season went downhill. And the coach, when they decided to give me a second chance, but I didn't want to waste my year, so I told him no, I'm not going to play. When the season was done, he blanked that on me. He said we just had the worst season I've ever had of being in this college because of you. And that hit me hard because I just realized how selfish I was, thinking about my own personal needs instead of being up there for the team and for the purpose, and appreciating him taking the time out to give me a free ride to a school where he could have gave that to another kid.
Right. I need you to come back and play. I give you that money.
Yeah.
And not understanding the business part of it. Because it's true. Now I think about it too, they really did pay for us to go up there.
Exactly.
And I mean, before NIL, they paid through scholarship. Yeah. Because they gave somebody budget. Exactly. Stipend. Your refund looking healthy. You know what I'm saying? You refunding every semester if you know. So it's real. It's real shit. But That's man. So you did that. After that, what you get into? What you get into right after that? You came right back home or what?
Yeah. So I came back home. I stayed there for like an extra, I'll say probably like a year and a half. Stayed up there. Was living with a family with
in Oklahoma.
Yeah. Okay. With one of my best friends. I met her there. Her name was Lauren. She was cool. Her dad was black. Her mom was white. So they had both sides of the family. Right. 2 Thanksgivings. It was pretty cool. So I'm like, I'm gonna stay up here a while. I'm still getting to the money. You know. I stayed there. Yeah, I stayed there.
The school ain't stopping from getting money. I stayed.
Yeah, for real. I stayed there for a minute, and I finally came home. I was still doing what I was doing for a little while until something happened where it was just time for me to give it up. It was time for me to put away my childish ways. Right. And I remember I prayed one night, and I would just say, "Yo, God,
help me find a way out of this.
What you give me, but just give me something that I'm gonna love to do,
and I'll do it.
I don't care if I go broke doing it, but I'll promise I'll drop everything else
and do this."
And he introduced me to a network marketing company called World Ventures, where I was doing sales, doing presentations, selling the travel, and I met a mentor by the name of Noel Laporte, and I remember one time he met me and at a place, and I picked him up. I was still dibbling, dabbling. You know, I got introduced to that company by a girl my brother met. At a pool party. And, she was
shout out pool parties.
Yeah, she was interested in what I do in my life and wanted to show me this opportunity. Went to you know, the 4040 Club in Manhattan. So all these weird looking people watching the presentation. This is stuff we don't really know about, you know. This is fire. They was like, listen, you can make $1 million a month if you sell this amount of, you do this. I'm like, oh, word? Oh, I could do that for sure. You know, if I just got finished doing what I was doing, I could for sure do this. So I ended up locking in with her. I remember that was December 2nd, 2017. I remember, like, off the top of my head, that's when I became an entrepreneur. And I started in this company. And Noel, one time I picked him up, and this would really change my life right here. He said this to me because I was still trying to dibble-dabble, keep myself afloat. So I was like, doing this and doing that. And he said to me one day, he said, yo, Boone, let me ask you a question. You went to school, right? I'm like, yeah, I did. He's like, so in school, what did they teach you? A negative plus a positive equals a what? I was like, a negative. I was like, a negative. And he was like, exactly. That's life. You can't be doing this and still doing what you was doing because guess what it's going to equal? A negative. And I looked at him, I said, yo, something so simple like that never made so much sense to me. And that changed the game. You know, I left it alone. I went full throttle and started letting this man mentor me. And one of the things he mentored me about and taught me the most about was personal development. That's what changed the game for me. I started to read books. I never read books in school. I wasn't a book reader, but he introduced me to books. The first 3 books I bought in my life in 2017 was one, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. That's a gem. The Compound Effect and The Magic of Thinking Big. Those 3 books changed the game for me. And once I read those books, bro, I started to look at the world completely.
You get y'all books to go get, man. Listen, y'all go get them books, man. And y'all gotta go get this book too, man. You know what I'm saying?
Family favorite.
Family favorite. It's my
with love.
I love it's my cookbook. You know what I'm saying? So grandma recipe,
mama
love recipe. I don't be cooking, but it's family favorite. So it's like my mom mac and cheese. The recipe for that. That's that's unbeatable. Grandma potato salad. That's unbeatable.
That's unbeatable.
You know what I'm saying? God, mommy, Big Z, unbeatable.
You know,
like
Southern.
I got a lot of unbeatables in there. So you know, just go get that if y'all cook. Y'all can go make that. But
grab that for sure.
So Amazon is on Barnes and Nobles too, man. Listen, but so you met Noel. You got into the mentoring. You read them 3 books. And with that, you and Noel still locked in.
Yeah, me and Noel still we still locked in.
I know you're not doing that no more, so that's kind of where the question came from.
Yeah, I'm not doing that no more specifically, but I spent at least 3-4 years in that company.
I
used to go to at least 4 training events a year. They used to take me to these events. And
so when you came to the store that day, when I used to be a manager. Well, I used to be a manager at Foot Locker. In Jersey. Then I transferred to New York, and then I was kind of like a part-time manager, but I ain't had no key for it. So this shit died again. This shit keep. That's my shit. Oh, that's your shit. Oh, wow. Yeah, but whatever. Fast forward. Long story short, when I saw you in the store, that's what you was doing? At that time? Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, what you still cool with son that you used to come through with?
Yeah. So I'm still cool with him. We don't do the same business no more. He's still in the field of network marketing. But you know, that joint changed my life because it gave me an opportunity to literally just figure out who I was. You know?
What's good, yo? It's Chance. It's my man Boone. Okay.
So it gave me an opportunity to really figure out, you know, who I was and, you know, learn my dislikes and likes. It started to make me realize why coaches were so hard on me, why they looked at me the way
life a little bit different.
Yeah, because they saw the leadership qualities in me that I didn't see in myself. And
ain't that tough?
Yo,
ain't that tough when you really like? That's what I said basketball because. Shout out Tibbs. Tibbs used to push me, and I got to a point. I'm like, yo, bro, what's up? Like, I'm grown as shit, bro. You keep trying to like coach me. I don't need that right now. I just need to get in the game and get right. I need that. I don't need the super duper high school coach right now. But he was pushing me like, bro, you on some bullshit. You ain't really. You don't know what you could do. Like, so But now I look at it, I'm like, that's really what it was, and I couldn't accept it. I didn't even see it in myself. I didn't realize I was half-assing myself. So.
Yeah, but sports helped me become a better entrepreneur because it's the same thing. I feel like the best entrepreneurs are athletes because we understand grind, getting up here every day, doing 2 to 3 a day.
Doing the shit that nobody want to do.
Watching film, doing stuff like that, doing the stuff that you're going to need as an entrepreneur because you got to sometimes, call a few people, or if you're doing podcasts, you got to sometimes do 2-3 podcasts in one day.
Real shit.
Real shit. Like, people ain't trying to do that. They want to do the less work to get the most out of it, where it doesn't work like that in the beginning. To get a plane in the air, that's one of the hardest things to do. But once you get in the air, it's on autopilot.
You go around the world.
Yeah, you chilling.
A different type
exactly. So
real shit.
So
how you get into this? How you get into this credit?
Yo, man. So I got into credit in 2000 and what we in 2006, 2003.
Okay.
So in 2003, I had that company I was in. The reason why I'm not doing it no more with that network marketing company is because they shut down in COVID.
Okay.
Because it's travel. At that time, airlines and the travel industry took a big dip.
No, 1,000%. Travel, and a lot of robots came alive in 2020. If you don't know, you know. You know what I'm saying?
It got real nasty, and at that time, I had to pivot, so I got into trading. I started to trade. I went into another company similar to that one, but the product was trading.
Forex?
Yeah, so I got into Forex.
I don't know about Forex, but
yeah.
Is this alright? It's okay?
Yeah, I
tried it.
Yeah.
I don't do them.
I learned it.
Shout out my Forex people.
I learned it.
Chuck be horsing. Shout out Chuck Ryan Clinical. He be horsing. He don't fuck with Forex. But go ahead.
He be horsing.
He be horsing. He said, yo, Forex, man, stay out my DMs, man. He said, I ain't joining it, man. He be horsing. He doing his thing with the real estate and shit, so he be horsing. But
each his own, man.
Right,
I always tell people, a lot of people.
No, trading is important.
Yeah, it's important. A lot of people ask me all the time.
And it's hard to learn, so a lot of people shy away from it. That's really why I shy away from it.
People don't have the patience.
That's what it is.
Like
I do have the patience, but it's not for that. I gotta learn it though. But I gotta be with somebody I can relate to, probably teach me. But I just, But
everybody learn differently.
Exactly.
Some people don't want to learn behind the screen. They want to sit with somebody.
Don't talk to me about. Tell me the real terms later. But like, yo, bro, you gotta watch this because this do that.
Yeah, but it's solid. So I got into that. I got really good at it to the point where I started to teach other people how to trade.
Fire.
I got really, really good at it, and then the team that I got involved with, they ended up falling out. So, and then at that time, I was going through a crazy breakup in my relationship. So the company shut down.
That was light skin shorty?
Yeah, I lost the girl I was dating with.
I thought I saw something. Then I
thought the company shut down.
That was baby girl too.
Yeah.
Shut up. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I know my Scorpio niggas. I know y'all. I swear to God. I know y'all.
So,
but go ahead.
I'm like, okay, cool. So both of those.
He's Scorpio too.
Yeah, both of those hit me at a crazy, crazy time, bro. All at the same time, and it shut me down because I found myself revenge trading a lot when I was in the market, losing a lot more money because I'm.
Trying to get back.
Yeah, I'm trying to, get crazy and,
make bigger profits.
I lose and I'm angry at the market and stuff like that. So I'm trying to go back up and beat the market, beat me up. So I said, you know what, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to take a break. And I didn't know what to do, bro. I sat on the couch for a year straight. And I went broke.
0.00?
I was so
negative?
broke. I was so broke.
Negative?
I'm talking about negative.
Okay.
All my credit
I like the vulnerability. Yeah, listen, I'm doing this for y'all because if you're negative, it's where we at. We at the negative point.
Exactly.
Let's go. Yeah.
So I'm like, tag. So at this time, I'm on my couch.
Right.
I'm asking my mom for $20.
You know you keep it tall. This culture.
Yeah. I'm asking my mom for $20. Let me get 20 to go get something. That's before I had this. So I'm like. Mom, let me get 20. I'm just don't know what to do with myself at this time. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm like stressed out. I started losing, my hair started falling out. Yeah, I was stressed. I ended up being in the hospital because I was stressing so much. Talking about me coming into the credit space. Yeah, so I was trading, teaching people how to trade. So then I hit rock bottom. You know, rock bottom. I'm sitting at the crib for a whole year.
Facts. The negative mama love.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I'm like.
Can't you pass me that?
Yeah. I'm like, yo, what am I gonna do now? So I said, all right, cool.
Thanks, bro.
What could I do? So I started going to the gym, mind you. I took a break in the gym. I ain't played ball since I became an entrepreneur. I stopped going to the gym, stopped working out, stopped playing ball for like a whole 3 to 4 years. And then I started going back to LA Fitness, where I literally was working out all day. Plus my heart was broken. My heart broken because of the girl. My heart broken because of the company. It's like a double hit. So I'm just like, dang. So I'm spending mad time in the gym every day just to like block out all the noise, all the noise. And you know, I started getting my body right. It started helping me, you know, find myself. The next thing you know, I run into, you know, a few of my boys in there. They, you know, they about 6'6", 6'7". I know they play ball. I'm like, yo, what y'all doing y'all home on your free time? They told me security. So I'm like, you know, that don't sound too bad. How do I get into that? And I'm like, y'all work every day? They like, yeah, it depends, you know, but it's if you want to do it or not. It ain't like a schedule. So I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. So I ended up getting my security license, started doing security.
That's funny as shit. I'm in the security.
I started doing security at some spots out there. And then, you know, I ended up getting hooked up to do celebrity security. And I used to drive the trucks and drive them to like DC, Maryland. Yeah, so at that time, while I'm doing all this driving, my mind is thinking, you know, because I'm like, yo, I'm not finna do this for too much longer.
I gotta have a plan.
I'm too great. Mind you, it's good chicken. I'm making like $2,000 a week. I'm like, yo, this is good bread. Plus, you know, side money from, you know, doing stuff on the weekend. Your thing, I'm just like, yo, this is good bread. So I'm like, dad, what could I do with this money though? Because I'm not just gonna sit here and keep, you know, doing this, and doing this. So at this time, they had allowed Toro to come to New York City, the rental company. And I said, you know what? I want to lock in with Toro. So I ended up taking my money, and at this time, I had the gold Amex card. Mind you, I never knew about credit, but the shorty who broke my heart, she was doing credit repair in 2018, and she used to always try to teach me credit. And she's just like, you know what? You're going to be my first client. I want to fix your credit. She fixed my credit and got me an Amex Gold card, a Navy Federal personal card. And then she gave me an LLC. She did all this for me for Christmas one day. And I got an LLC that I had since 2019 because of her. And she created it. I didn't know, but she gave it to me all for my birthday, not even knowing 3 years, 4 years later, I'm going to be using that. So I'm just like, I don't even know what to do with this. But by the time I got to where I was at, I'm like...
So she wasn't the Lord. She was a lesson.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You never know what something is until it really... get to the.
She might spin the block because the shit she.
you know, me and her still cool. We got a great relationship.
Shout out her.
Yeah,
shout out
we still cool. You know, so
you
know, I talk about this story all the time with her because you know it reminds me like, dang, when I was actually doing credit back then, I could have been something real crazy.
For sure.
You know, because this is 6 years later, 6-7 years later.
Yeah.
When she was trying to explain that to me, so she ended up doing that for me back then, and then when I was doing a tour, I went and bought one car. Used my own money. Went and bought one car.
What, cash or credit?
I had good credit.
So you bought.
Plus I had cash because I was doing security, making at least $8,000 a month. At this time, so I'm like, all right, cool. Let me go get this first car. I'm gonna start this tour. Started the Toro. That car brought me back like $2,500 in the first month, and I'm like, okay, if it do this the second month, I'm going to get the next car. They did it the second month. I went and got the next car, and I ended up getting the next car. Both of the cars is doing solid numbers, and then I got too money hungry because now I'm doing security. That's giving me some bread.
You're not able to manage both.
I was able to manage both, but this is what I did where I went wrong. I rented my car out, so instead of renting it on Toro, one of my boys hit me up. So my boy looking for a rental, and I was like, "Word!" So I was like, "Yo, give me $600 a week. You could take the car." He was giving me $600 a week, but he was living out here. Running the car up through all the lights, the tolls, going crazy in the car. Next thing you know, he gave me the car back, and I'm getting all this mail to the house.
So you made whatever, but you damn near owe more.
I'm in the upside down at this point. So I wasn't even able to, you know, really bounce back from that. So, you know, long story short, that same car, they ended up, taking the car.
They took the car?
Yeah, I couldn't afford to keep over it.
You got to sign your name on the LLC name.
In my name.
Oh, damn.
So they took the car, and then the other car I rented it out to somebody, and at this time, Far Rockaway flooded up. The flood washed the car up, and it had a bunch of electrical problems.
Damn.
So now I'm down to no cars.
Damn.
So I'm like, back to square one.
Damn.
So I'm like, yo, what I'm gonna do? I didn't quit security by then because they was doing so good. And then
doing great.
That's when I seen one of my boys doing credit.
Mm-hmm.
And I was watching this dude on Instagram, and he was teaching nothing but credit, how you can,
fix it.
Use your credit to do this, start Airbnb, start Toro, start this. And I'm like, dang, I did it backwards. I used my money. So I started learning all these things, and I realized, I seen one of my boys that I grew up with playing ball
doing this shit,
teaching the same thing.
Right.
I hit him up. He was like, yo, what's up, bro?
Me.
He said me. So I hit him up. I said, yo, bro, listen, I see what you're doing. I want to know more about it. How could I learn it? He said, yo, listen, I got a course that you could buy for $800. And it'll teach you everything. So I'm like, I bet. I remember this. I'm in Newark, New Jersey airport waiting for a pickup. I'm still doing like security. The security waiting for one to come. I'm in the airport. I said, I bet.
I'm buying.
I'm going to buy it. I said, I just got paid. I'm going to buy it. I swiped my Amex. Gold. Swiped it. Boop.
You said gold. Look, you don't leave out the gold. But
it's the gold, boy, It's levels to it. You got the gold, you got the platinum,
that's my big thing.
So it's the gold card. And I'm like, okay. I swiped it. As soon as I bought the course from him, and it started to talk about all the business funding and the personal funding,
breaking everything down.
My stomach started to hurt. I went to the bathroom. You get that feeling like before a game when you like, yo, I got the woozies right there.
Right.
But it was a good feeling. Man, I went to the bathroom, came back, started looking at it more. I said, oh, it's over. I said, it's over. So I was my first client. I took that course. And I funded myself $160,000 off that one course. And I told him what I did. And he was like, bro, that's solid. He was like, but then he painted the picture. He said, imagine if you could do that help other people do that and charge them 10% on the back end. I said, what's 10% of 160? He said, 16,000. I said, how much is that? I said, how much you gonna charge me to do that? He said, yo, I'll give you the mentorship for 10,000. I said, bet.
Give me that.
Let me get that. He said, and I'm gonna help you do your first 3 clients. Yo, he helped me make that money back.
That's
and
tough.
my first client, I had that money back. Was able to give my client at least $8,000. Then I did my second client. He helped me, show me the structure of it. And from there, I never looked back, bro. And I just, kept grinding. I could say this business has made me the most money I've ever made in my life. Like, I'd be having months and weeks and days. I'm like, dang, like that's deep. It's something you want to work for a year for that. So that's how I got started with it, yo.
Yeah, I definitely see him. He not lying. I see him do his thing, verified. He's doing this thing. Yes, you know what I'm saying? See, you got the whole chain on. Like, he's showing off a little bit for y'all. But yeah, verified. He definitely doing this thing. That's why I needed to bring him through, sit on this couch, and talk to y'all and get y'all this knowledge, because this shit is unbeatable. And how could they contact you if they want to get 160,000 funded?
So where you can contact me is definitely through social media. You can find me on the gram at Boone.
Okay,
that's the letter N BOONE _. You can find me there. You can inbox me. You can reach out to me. Any questions, any concerns you got, you can always just reach out to me. Or if you got a D number and you want to directly get in contact,
if it's a personal, y'all know my number.
Yeah, y'all know his number. I can definitely,
I already did that.
Exactly, you did that already.
Listen,
so
shout out to the sponsor. I'm saying shit like that, but 1000%. I want you to get as much. Listen, referral. You gotta put Coach Organic. All right. Listen, I need my referrals. All right. So I'm gonna be sending more. I ain't gonna, and that's another reason why. I'm gonna send you more referrals, but I wanted to bring you through here first, so we can do certain shit to where as though it's like,
right.
I don't gotta explain everything, because last time I had to explain everything, so I'm like, this makes sense. You know what I'm saying? You get to go watch the whole episode if you want to understand what bro really do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Go watch it. So this would be way easier and help us, help both of us.
We fund all businesses. It don't matter if you want to start a business, if you got a business. I say 99% of businesses fail in their first year or two. Well, most businesses fail because of the lack of capital.
Right.
And people don't have the capital to continue to invest in the business. You got to put money in to make money out, so instead of using your own money, use the bank's money. Let's do what the richer the richer do. They use the bank's money instead of using their own money to fund their dreams and fund their businesses. And if you got a good business plan, man, that money can change your life. Having good credit can change your life because that's getting you access to $50K, $100K, $150K and business funding. It don't report to your personal credit.
Yeah, that's a side. If you don't understand, that's a side of your personal account.
Yeah, exactly.
That is like credit cards and shit like that. You know what I'm trying to say? So, get into the ministry. Let's step off the credit for a second. So we did it. We did bro whole life. You know what I'm saying? So now I see him.
It's a lot with me, man.
I see a lot with him, but I love that. Honestly, I love that honestly because to be honest, there's not a lot of people like that no more. You know what I'm saying? People that want to be different or help in different ways, or I'm not gonna just put myself here. I'm gonna spread myself thin a little bit, try to, you know what I'm saying, do a little bit of shit, but I ain't gonna overdo it. So how you get into that?
So when I realized ministry was something that I was good at, because ministry can be not just in the church. Ministry can be in the community. Ministry can be.
I think it's bigger in the community.
Yeah, it can be in school. Like, you don't have to physically be in it. Like, when people think about ministry, they always think about like a religious type of thing, but it's not always religious. You can have a ministry and just have a men's group where y'all just talk about life in general. That's a ministry. Everybody's gathered around y'all
talking about topics and talking about right.
So I noticed I had the gift to gather people, and I had the gift to grab people's attention and build people up in network marketing, because in network marketing, one way you got good at network marketing, made the most money, is you had to build teams.
Right.
So in order for me to make more money, I had to help you make more money. In order for you to make more money, you had to become a better person to attract more money.
Right.
So I got into the habit of mentoring adults, people younger than me, same age as me, and teaching them the skills of life and how I look at the world, teaching them how to read the books, teaching them how to, take a yes, take a no. Because you go sell something to somebody, you might do 5 presentations and go present something to somebody, and 5 people might tell you no.
Right.
You might want to quit now because nobody told you yes, but that's just the game. You got to go through
life.
Yeah, you might have to go through 100 no's to get 1 yes. But
and that 1 yes going to.
That 1 yes could change your life.
Are you willing to go through the 99 no's?
Exactly. So that's what I realized. So when I was going through all this with the breakup in the company, I was bleeding. Not physically bleeding, but internally bleeding.
Right.
And one time, I played drums, so I was playing drums at churches on Sundays. I always was. I used to play at like 3 churches every Sunday morning. And when I was playing there, I met with this guy named Lindsay, and he was a minister. I knew him since I was a young kid because he used to date a lady in my church I grew up in.
Okay.
So when he seen me as I got older, he was like, "Yo, no way this you."
Right.
And
he said, "Miah?"
Yeah, he like, "Yo, what?" So
Boone, that's you?
Yeah, one day he was starting his own. He used to have like these night services, and he had this youth service one day, and he asked me, and I remember I was at my lady house, me and her was arguing back and forth.
Right.
And he was like, "Yo, I want you to." He texted me one day. He was like, I was with her. He was like, "I want you to speak for me. To be one of the speakers at the youth service coming up." And I'm like,
what you mean?
Nah,
right, what you mean?
Right. I'm like, I'm emotional.
He was shy to come on the part. Not shy, but he was fake. Like, he never said no. But I just feel like it's funny now. Timing is everything.
Yeah, timing is everything. So he was like, he said, "All right, cool." So I ended up getting in the shower, and I looked at her. I was like, "Dang, God, why would you ask him to tell me to speak right now? You know what I'm going through."
It's you.
Yeah, I'm like,
that's why I had to realize that. No.
Yeah.
I had to realize that certain shit keep happening to you because it's you.
Yeah,
it's you.
Much you give,
it's you.
Much is required.
That's what it is. Yeah, exactly. You gotta assume you gotta assume the position. But
exactly. So I'm like, dang, why would you ask me? So I got out the shower. I texted him back. God convicted me in the shower. He's like, told me to do it.
All right.
And I texted him back. I said, "Okay, what day?" And he told me the day. And I said, "What's the topic of the
what we talking about? Right? What's the topic?
Yeah, what's the topic of the service?
Whatever, right?
And you know what he told me the topic was?
What?
Faith over fear. I said,
that's easy.
I looked up. I said, wow, at this stage of my
life. Go back
life,
to basketball. Look, go
y'all
back to
want me to talk about having faith over fear, and I'm over here having fear that I'm about to lose out on this girl,
right?
And I'm not trying to let her go and do her thing and go X, Y, and Z.
That's happy. That went over my head when I was younger because you know what's so funny? I think about that now, and when I don't want to get that about married now, but through the phases, it's like sometimes you may like exactly. But it's like when you see it through, it's like I was bugging the fuck out.
Yeah, bro. So that's what happened.
Yeah,
and,
true. Right.
I went and I spoke. And I spoke a good message. It's actually crazy because the message is actually on my Instagram, way at the bottom. I'm just like, I spoke. My dad came to support me. Tough. My dad is a pastor, so he was always in ministry.
Shout out Pop.
Yeah,
shout out the whole Boone family, man. Shout out my boy Elijah, man.
Big Boone, little Boone,
Big Boone, little Boone, Papa Boone, and Mama Boone. You know what I'm trying to say? But yeah, you know what I'm saying? E Boone, he coaching that St. Peter's. Shout out Elijah, man.
Yeah, the whole.
Yeah, my fault. Seton Hall. I said St. Peter's. He played at St. Peter's.
Yeah, he played at St. Peter's. But yeah, so after that, my dad was starting up his church, and he said, listen, I want you to be in charge of the youth. I'm gonna give you your own Sunday, so every fourth Sunday, you would be the speaker. He's like, I enjoyed you, and
I gotta ask you a question. You think that was so? The youth speaker, is that easy for you because of your past and everything you've been through from the 18 months to the, or is it harder because sometimes they're gonna test you like, is it harder or is it easier?
Nah. So I would say when I first started to get into the ministry and speak, one thing I had told my dad was like, Dad, I'm not the perfect guy. I can't really, I don't really want to stand in front of you.
That's tough.
My papa said, listen, son, it's not your job to decide.
It's you.
He's like,
it's you.
It's nobody.
That's why I'm happy I do this about me, because it's you. Yeah.
It's nobody
That's
perfect,
tough.
man. It's not your job to decide.
That's tough.
If you're ready or not. You let God get you ready. When you do it with your heart, he'll fix up everything he need to fix up in you. And I said, okay, and I did it. But I was always a good speaker because I used to speak already with these companies. They used to fly me do presentations in big rooms, little rooms. So I was already a comfortable speaker in front of rooms. But
motion.
Yeah.
Cut.
Exactly. So
back.
I was very vocal already.
And get crazy, so you can control the room just go for that.
Motion cut. So get
back.
Yeah, I was already there. From where he was prepping me. So I realized God was already prepping me for this when he had me doing presentations in front of different cultures of people, whites, blacks, Spanish, teaching them how to, build a company and become better in personal development. So I was already doing speaking engagements. Right. I just wasn't doing it in the church. So when I got in the church, it was a little bit different because now I'm not dealing with money and I'm not dealing with, something so, like tangible. I'm dealing with more spirituality. I'm dealing with people's spirits and
people helping people,
minds,
people
giving people, teaching people faith and things like that. So that's what the difference was for me. So I would say my last sermon for the year was really, really powerful because
what was it?
It was 2025, and I had the last Sunday of the year, which is the fourth Sunday. And appreciate y'all for having me on, but
of course, bro.
I just wanted to, drop a quick gem on something that, I talked about last fourth Sunday of the year. We was talking about me being in ministry. This was, at my dad's church, and I got to speak for the last Sunday of the year, which was real humble on my dad because it's his church, that's his flock, his ministry, and he could have, said, I'm going to speak, but he let me speak, and he trusts me that, to provide a good word and to feed the masses, the best I can. For sure. And it's not me. It's always God. Anytime I speak or, we say preach, I always say, listen, God, decrease me as I increase you, so you get the glory and not me. But, my message for the year, for 2026 was, and I want y'all to write this down, You know, that's those of y'all that's
You
listening.
got your
on
notepad,
YouTube,
your pen
you know,
pad, your
brand.
iPhone notes, and all of that, and all of that.
Write this down. And my topic was who you're with. Where you're at is not as important as who you're with.
Facts, I agree, 100%.
That was my sermon. That was my topic, and I came from the book of Luke, where we was talking about Jesus performing all these miracles at this time when his popularity.
I ain't say I agree with all of this.
Yeah.
It's my man. I had to talk with them last week about religion and spirituality and all of that, but
yeah. So at this time,
I don't want to confuse my viewers.
He performed a miracle, and you know, whatever you believe in, I respect it. I don't have no hate or no weird look on any other religion. I respect everybody.
I believe in God.
Yeah. So I got a relationship with with God and with Jesus Christ. So
sure.
that's what I do, and that's what I stand on. So.
But
yeah, I preached the word, and at this time, his popularity was growing so strong.
Mm-hmm.
At this time, and he was walking on the lake of Gennesaret, and he was with Simon, who is now named Peter in the Bible. Everybody, we all heard of Peter, we all heard of John and Matthew and all these, different people in the Bible. So
Ezekiel,
at this time,
you heard of
Ezekiel, Nehemiah, which is me.
Oh yeah, Nehemiah. Okay, Miah.
Yeah, so. At this time,
you heard that one in?
Nah, I didn't hear Daryl.
Get that book though. That was in the book.
So at this time, his popularity was growing so big. He ended up running into Simon, who was Peter. And at this time, Simon was a fisherman. What he did for a living, he was a fisherman. He go out and he fish and catch fish and bring it back to his family. This was his profession.
Mm-hmm.
And at this time, there was a big crowd following him, but at this time, Simon was washing his nets. So as a fisherman, when you're washing your nets, that means you're done and you caught something to eat, which is fish, or you're done and you caught nothing. So at this time, he didn't catch nothing. He didn't catch no fish.
Right.
And later on in the scripture, Jesus asked him, listen, Simon, I'm asking you to extend your boat out into the water and push me out and basically go out into the water because he wanted to speak to the people.
Right.
But there was so many people he couldn't do it right there. He needed to get away from the people in order for everyone to hear him.
Right.
So once Peter took him out into the water, he started to speak to the people. Now when he was done speaking to the people, he said to Simon, who was Peter, he said, Simon, bring your nets and launch your nets out into the deep. And Simon said, Master, I have been toiling all night and I've caught nothing. Mind you, if this is your profession, you know when is perfect time to fish. You know everything about fishing.
Right.
This is your profession.
Right.
Jesus ain't no fisherman.
Right.
So he said, listen, take your nets and launch them out into the deep. Simon said, listen, we tossed and toiled all night long. But at your word, and we caught nothing. Right. At your word, I'll launch out my net. Jesus said he never said launch out your net. He said launch your nets out. That's plural. That's more than one net. But he said at your word I'll launch out my net. He launched out his net and caught a multitude of fish and his net began to break. Peter had to call all his brothers over because he needed help with the amount of fish that he caught. And he started to praise God. But my sermon was back behind that because this year is more important than who you're with and not where you're at, because who he was with
helped him get them fish,
brung him abundance. It didn't matter where he was at because that's a place where he was at every single time. You could be in a position, you could be right here every single time, every single day, but guess what? Today you're with someone different, so it brings a different vibe. It brings a different mindset. It brings a different, different things, like
different episodes. It brings everything
differently, and that's just life. Period. We all be around people that has nothing to give us.
Right.
It don't always have to be about money. A lot of people get it misconstrued. Oh, if you don't bring money, you don't bring wealth. It's not about that. And at this time, because John and his brothers was with Simon, they didn't catch no fish either. But because Jesus blessed Simon and Simon was with his brothers, they caught enough fish to where they was all blessed.
Right.
So I always stay close to people who are being blessed. If you winning right now, I want to be close to you because that means if I'm close to you, I'm gonna get some of that too.
For sure.
Proximity is key.
I believe that.
You know, so who you with is more important than where you at because it don't matter about where you at. When you get in trouble in the streets doing anything, the first thing they ask you is who you was with. Mm-hmm. There's always who you was with. There's never where you was at. It's who you was with because that could tell the whole story.
Right? No, you're right.
It could tell the whole story. So listen, I just want to say, be careful who you with this year, man, because who you with could make or break you, man.
That was a hell of a closing, man. I ain't gonna front. That's the way. Listen, hell of a guest, man. You gotta come back.
Yeah, for sure.
We ain't get enough done. We're gonna do some business. He gonna come back. I'm gonna let him know when it's time we need him back. But yeah, man, this was a great fucking episode. Like, we got to get into your whole story. We got to part a little bit. We got to talk about different shit. So it was cool. It was great seeing you. Great chopping it up with you. We get into the culture questions because I got some culture questions actually. So I ain't gonna front. Back to doing the episodes. I gotta start. When we have guests, we do the culture questions. So I'm gonna get back to the culture questions.
Culture vibes, man.
You know what I'm saying? Hold on, wait. I sent it to Chance in the chat. I know it's in here somewhere. Yeah, it was like what you call it? Alright, bet. So who'd you go? Braun, Kobe, or MJ?
Kobe.
Okay, got straight to it. You see him on the wall over there? Kobe Bryant. Listen.
Yeah, I'm Kobe. I'm a big Kobe.
Alright. Good answer. Jay-Z, Biggie, Tupac, or Drake?
I'll take Biggie.
Okay. Favorite show, Martin, Fresh Prince, or Wayne's Bros?
Martin.
Jeezy's. I said Jeezy.
Yeezys on them,
Yeezys or Jordans?
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with some Jordans, man.
Okay. Food, Spanish food, Caribbean food, soul food, Chinese food, African food, or seafood?
Take me Spanish.
Okay, Spanish food. Okay.
Yeah.
Xbox or Xbox or PlayStation?
I'm gonna go with the Xbox because they got Halo.
Okay, Xbox. Okay, listen, I go PlayStation, man.
It's a classic.
Y'all know my votes, man. Listen, I appreciate you, Miah, man.
Yeah.
Listen, one of the Boone brothers. I'm gonna get the other Boone brother too.
Yeah,
I'm
gonna get him.
the cipher.
Yeah, for sure.
Listen, man, it's Culture again. Like, comment, subscribe. We appreciate y'all. Word.
Yo, one love.